How long you been doing podcasts?
Man, this is not even that long, bro. It just jumped on like last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to share my story of how me and my wife came about how the brokenness. You know how the Polynesian people, we can't talk about
Oh,
our business. So
yeah.
I figure, hey, we want to do something. Let's just do it
Yeah. Yep.
and break down all the walls and
Yeah.
share, man. You
Yep.
know, because
Because somebody can always learn from it.
exactly, you know. But we'll go ahead and start.
Yep.
Yeah. Of Thai lover. Talofa Lava family, what a blessing today. I've been trying to hook up with my Uso Rob for a minute since football season. And welcome to the Get Done podcast. Welcome, Uso,
Okay.
where we get to reset, rebuild, and reconnect with great people like my brother here. What a blessing. Got one of his sons here, too. Um, and we just find out the journey. This platform we have is just to help inspire those, and we get to build our own people. We get to inspire the generation, our kids. But we'd like to welcome Rob of Thai Lover. We've been trying to hook up, and
Yep.
we'll start off with introduce yourself and let us know what you're up to from a moment.
Yeah. My name is Rob Fuiava. Um, Originally from Compton in California. Born and raised in California. My dad is from Samoa, and so is my mom. Actually, my dad was. I just found out recently. Thank you to Sterling and his program in Thanksgiving, where the boys write letters, or somebody's supposed to write a letter to the boys to encourage them. And my mom wrote a letter to Matai
Oh, wow.
and told Matai about her and his grandpa, my dad's journey from Samoa to here, and they came here and they lived in Haula, where the boys are staying now. And myself and my dad was one of the first Mamoas to come and start
wow.
building
Build the
PCC.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Wow.
and then I think my grandpa was building by day and then at night dance.
Wow.
So yeah. So I got a little history here that I'm learning
You got
about.
deep roots of your
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So moved here. Got an opportunity to expand some of my adventures, and uh, Matai didn't want to stay in California. He's always been a like island boy, dancing for Nono Sina, and doing things like that. And when he heard about the opportunity that I got coming here, he said, "Hey, man, I want to go too." And
Man, Rob. Before we want to get to that, why you guys came here, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of the big news here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Who's this Matai kid? Who's this Fuiava family?
Yeah.
Just showing up in Coke. But can you share a little bit more? Did you grow up in Samoa? Oh,
No,
which is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
My parents, my mom, after our the third sibling, two brothers and a sister. My mom wanted a better education. I think back then that's why a lot of Samoa's families moved the mainland to try to get that education. So the journey to the mainland came through Hawaii with those kids, the older siblings, and then from there eventually made their way to California, where then me, my other sister, older brother than me, then me, then a little sister, another little brother, and a sister.
How many total in your family?
Altogether is 8 of us. Yeah.
Normal. That's normal.
Oh yeah.
That's a normal Polynesian family.
Yeah.
Some the small family.
Yeah. So now they're spread out everywhere.
Yeah. That's a normal family number right there.
5 to 8.
Can go to 13.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Exactly.
Rob, I'm very interested about your background of what you do before we get, because you coach too.
Yeah, I coached at St. John Bosco for almost 11 years. I was on and off for 2012 and 13, and then I came on full staff in 14, and then 24. Obviously, I took on another opportunity and left, came to the island,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I've been coaching over there as the head linebacker coach for the whole time there.
Yeah.
You know,
Heck yeah.
and just try to help some kids and
Yes.
get into college.
Man, and that's the spot too. I love the high school program and
Yeah.
coaching. So you got into coaching, and also you do. How did a Polynesian person get into real estate? Because I'm sure we don't really see that much get into that. How was that always a dream? What was a dream for you?
Well, my venture into real estate was kind of I don't know if it's God sent or it was just directed by the footsteps of the Lord, or
Yeah.
how it was. I really don't have a story behind it. It wasn't me pursuing it.
Hmm.
My story with real estate was I've always had my own businesses.
Okay.
So people that understand real estate, to purchase a house or something like that, you got to get a loan and everything. But if you don't have a 9 to 5 and a regular pay stub, you got to go through different creative financing, is what we call it.
Hmm.
Well, I got screwed in my first purchase of my house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and these kids were all small, and I didn't know much about real estate. I just knew you could buy a house, and it seemed to be a little bit too good to be true that my payment was going to be super low. But then when everything blew up around 07 and 06 and 07, I was part of those that was in a messed up position.
Oh man.
So me, the way I carry myself is, if something's done not right that I don't agree with, then I try to fix it myself. So I said, hey, before I buy another house, I'm gonna go get my license, become a realtor, and then I can work my own deal and make sure I don't get messed. And then in return, families and friends that I know, I want to make sure that they don't get screwed over like I did.
Yeah.
And if something's not right and you shouldn't be buying a house, and I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
But if you still want to go do it, okay, I did my job. And nothing more important than being educated in the things you do. And that was how I fell upon real estate. And then from there, I just, learn about investments, learn about flipping houses, learn about every part of real estate that there was. So that's what I've been doing in California for about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So,
you took that, how you said somebody did you wrong, yeah?
yeah.
And you probably told yourself, I'm not gonna allow another family to go through that.
Yep. Not gonna allow me or another
Yeah.
family that I know to go through it.
A lot of people don't have that mindset.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of them is just, oh, it's me. I'm gonna just take care of me.
Yeah.
But just to have that mindset, you say, okay, I want to help somebody else and not allow this to happen to maybe our own people that really don't have that knowledge.
Yeah.
That knowledge from to really understand maybe the little details that they try to get you with.
Exactly. And that was my big thing in my career was education first. If somebody called me and said, hey, I want to buy a house, or I said, okay, well, what do you know about buying a house? A little bit of nothing. Okay, well, let's start with this. And I'll go through the steps with them and make sure they all understand. And sometimes by the time I finish explaining everything, oh, no, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Okay, then don't put yourself in that position if you're not ready,
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is enjoy your house, put your kids in there, they grow up in there, and the next thing you know, you lose it, So that's.
So have you helped a lot of, I'm sure you helped a lot of, like the community. When I say community, is like our own people.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like because you travel a lot.
Yep.
Sometimes I talk to you, you're maybe in New York or somewhere else. I'm like, some of these guys all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of our people, family, Utah, California, especially. Some states I'm not licensed, so I just give advice. And if I don't know, then I'll call somebody, like even here in Hawaii. I'm not licensed here, but I know people from Century 21, from EXP that I could call. Hey, my family's gonna buy a house, and what's the rule in Hawaii to do this or that, and then I share that information with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, help a lot of people.
How rewarding is that? You know what I mean? To especially our people, sometimes we are ashamed to ask,
Yeah,
but we can go ask other people.
that's always one of my biggest thing I got to
Oh, for real?
explain to
Okay.
our people is a lot of them, if I'm
So,
don't,
yeah.
I don't want Rob to know my
What I
account, my
make.
information,
Yeah.
and okay, but if something go wrong, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
If that guy is helping you and he do something wrong, you're never gonna find him. You don't know where's
Yeah.
that. So why am I gonna? That's the last thing I want to do is screw up anybody that I know and I'm gonna continue to see. As one of your question was, what's rewarding? What's rewarding is going over to the house for a paki or something, a party. And, oh man, you redid this, you redid that. Now you got a swimming pool. I helped do that. I helped get you started in doing this, and that's the rewarding part. And
Yeah.
knowing that, hey man, one day the Lord's going to call us home, and you're going to be able to pass this to the kids and the kids. And so
That is so awesome because that is so true about our people, right?
yeah,
Our people, our community. Like, no, I don't want him to know my bank account. I don't want him to know how much I get paid or
yeah,
a week because, hey, we're all struggling in
yeah,
some way.
yep,
We're all struggling some way. But if somebody can help our own people that we can relate to, they
yeah,
understand how we work.
yep,
But God, instead of somebody from a different world, don't really understand the Falwalo
yeah.
or all that little things.
Looking for the big commission
Just
and
looking for get the money
yeah,
and
that's
out,
it. Yeah, out.
out.
Hey man, my rate went up this month. Like, okay, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm.
With me is like, hey, this is gonna be it for 30 years. You don't have to worry about nothing. But if you want this one over here that you heard about, sometimes I don't even tell people about the crazy financing because it's not good. But if they hear about it and hey, I want to try this, this is why you shouldn't. But some of them are like, no, right now, I want, okay,
Yeah.
but just know in the future, if you don't do this and this and this, you're gonna be in trouble,
This is
buddy.
what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
So
Yeah.
there are some like that that are a little stubborn,
Yeah.
but
I'm sure a lot.
oh yeah,
I'm sure a lot, bro. I know
but
you're trying to be nice about it, but
yeah,
I'm sure a lot because sometimes the pride gets in the way. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what it is. It's a lot of it's the pride, and like once again, I don't want him to know my business and everything, but that's just the way I look at it. I rather let my uncle or my cousin or my nephew know my business than to let somebody that
Yeah.
I'm never gonna see again once
Yeah.
I close escrow. And if I got questions, I can't. He's not answering my phone no more because what does he have? He don't have no more business to do with me, no.
And if we know each other's business and the easiest thing say, you know what, I can't afford it or I can't make it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll wait.
Well, let's make a plan.
Yeah.
Let's put a plan together because most of our people could afford it. It's just the planning and preparing to do it. That's what I find a lot of times is difficult with our people and not just our people, but a lot in general. It's just the preparation to get to that point of buying a home.
Yeah. I'm sure it takes a lot because sometimes we think, no, I just want this number or whatever. I just want this payment. But like you said, there's a lot. See, I'm learning too from you at the same time. I'm asking questions that maybe people want to ask. Like, yeah, no, I can do this much.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can help them with options. Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes
there's always different options.
Like, hey, man, that's too much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Sometimes reality's got to kick in.
Sometimes, and that's it. Sometimes it's hard for us to see that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Like, no, that's too much. But I'm grateful that you get to share that. For us that's listening out there, sometimes we gotta step back and, like you said, I'd rather have someone, our own people we can trust,
Yeah.
help us.
Yep.
and just going outside somebody else that don't know us, don't
Yep.
know the background, don't know the culture is so important.
Yep.
And everything starts from the heart.
Yep.
You know, it's trying to
I
help
believe.
people, right?
Yep. Exactly.
You know, brother, that is so amazing to see another Uso out there doing this, and to know. I'm sure a lot of people out there looking for good, great people like you that's very knowledgeable and well educated.
Try to.
Yeah,
It's always stuff to learn.
and willing to help, right?
Yep.
Because that is the big picture, is having a place for our kids, right?
Yeah.
And that is a big picture for us. You know, I want to reset after that. Thank you for sharing that real quick. You know, thank you for joining us again on this platform. We get to reset my brother Rob here and rebuild, and he's dropping some knowledge of that. You know, and he said you coach your kids. You coach at Bosco.
Yep.
And I've always known one of Bosco Monterey. They're one of the big schools out there.
Yep.
You know, and both of your kids. You have one of your sons here.
Yeah. He graduated from there in 2018.
2018. And Matai, your son is still. He's with us now.
Yep.
Yeah. You know. And can you share that story? Why the move to Hawaii? Why bring your son out of one of the biggest schools out there? The question is, why come to Hawaii? He's already there.
Well, to be honest with you, you know, being real transparent with the way everything happened, a move was gonna happen with me personally and in my career. That was gonna happen anyways. Um, the the process of Matai, um, me pulling him or him wanting to leave, he just wasn't happy with um, Bosco football in California. Period. You know, one of the things that he's always been through a struggle because me coaching, I never wanted people to look at me and say, "Oh, he's a daddy baller," because you know I coach his. I was one of the coaches on his youth football team. Same with my older son here, Baki. And I made sure people don't call me a daddy baller.
Yeah.
You know, when Matai was probably the best quarterback on our team, but I play the other kids. You know, and because I don't want them to say, "Hey, Matai's only playing." I want people to see that it's him that's making his way, not me creating it for him. You know, and he's been going through that, you know, all the way through youth football, and then you know, eventually came over to Bosco. You know, our school is set up to um, develop kids from freshmen and then you know possibly depending on your development, your sophomore year you're going to either go varsity or you're going to play JV. Maybe suit up Friday night for varsity in case there's an opportunity to put you in. You're not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
That's always been the process since I started there back in 2014. You know, full time. We started to get away from that a little bit, you know, at Bosco, and I think the competition between trying to stay on top and the competition with making sure certain players don't go to certain schools put our organization and our head coach and everybody in a position where you know they started kind of gearing towards um, making sure that kids that weren't developed yet and ready, happy, you know, and you know, so I want to look at it like I actually did, you know, Bosco a favor and the school that I love, and I, you know, coached there. Many kids are, you know, either went to the NFL and won 2 years. Now they're doing something else. You know, most of the kids that I coached since I've been there all got free education. I love it. You know, Bosco wasn't a place that I would want to leave from unless a business opportunity came about. And but watching Matai not be happy, you know, And I'm not calling anybody out or anything, but it is what it is, you know. And when the offense coordinator is not gelling with the quarterback, those are your two main pieces for the offense, you know. And it got to the point where he just wasn't happy with what was things that were going on, and the way that the offense and the way he was being coached up. So we had to look at part of that and his journey as, okay, he only got 2 years left. Really, you know, when we made the decision, he had, you know, 1 year left if we'd have stayed there. Mm-hmm. So when the opportunity came about to make a career path of doing something else and focusing more on my family financially, it just happened to be, you know, hey, a lot of people don't know. If we would have stayed in California, he wouldn't have played nowhere. He just sit out the rest of the game, which I was okay with. If he decided, hey, I'm just going to sit out, I'm done with this, and then I'm going to play at another school next year, I'd have been okay with it. I mean, you play 5 games as a starter at St. John Bosco. You win all 5 games. You know, you put up high numbers. He was the leading passer in the toughest league in the country, the Trinity League. We finished preseason with him over almost 1,200 passing yards. The next guy next to him was, I think, had 400 something yards or something like 500 something yards. So I mean, he was on his way to being successful. There is no reason to pull him out. But when it comes to your kids' happiness, you got to sit back sometimes and ask yourself, hey, man, is this worth it? You know? And once again, we finished 5 games. His recruitment was really taking off because of just those 5 games. You know, Wow. I mean, as a true starter, we went to Florida, and he played one of the top teams in the country. And him and his teammates, his offense, they put up some big numbers and we beat them, you know. And and that's kind of what took him off, but just something wasn't happy about. So when he asked me, hey, if you're leaving, can I leave too? You know, and I said, well, I mean, if we're gonna do this, this will be the thing to do, because I think you could probably play if you. I didn't even know the rules. You know, a lot of people say, hey, man, coach, how did you know you could do that? And I didn't. I was just going there. Matai didn't want to stay in California. You know, we came here. I talked to Sterling and them, say, hey, you know, if it's not too late for kids to join the roster, you know, we'd like to give it a shot and compete for a position. And they put them in, I guess that week there was a 2-week preparation leading up to Campbell. You know, and they did everything they had to do with, what is it called, the HS, whoever, it's like RCIF in California. Those guys came back and, hey, he's approved, he can play right away. And you know, we sat down there and he said, hey, you know, and that's how he started to play with Sterling and them. I did tell them, hey, we're coming in, we want to compete, we don't want no handouts, you know, let's not make a big deal about coming from Bosco and he should be a top player and everything like that. He's a player's a player. Bosco, Mater Dei, Kahuku, you know, Kahuku and St. Louis are top teams here. When they come down to California, you know, players are players, you know.
So you know, when you were making the transition and your son, were you surprised when he said he wanted to leave too with you?
I was surprised that he wanted to leave with me. I wasn't surprised that he wanted to leave, because, like I said, once again, he wasn't feeling happy about playing football.
And that is so important.
Yeah.
Even though how great the team might be, and you're right, if you don't have that connection with the OC or the team, it messes with your mind.
Yep.
It messes your whole game.
Exactly.
No matter if that's the #1 player or the top school, whatever.
Yep. And with him, when I decided to leave, and he said he wanted to go, the first thing I say, you're crazy. I mean, that community, I don't know if people know, but we came here the year before and we lost to you guys. And that community is such a the community that we're part. I keep saying that community because I'm getting used to being part of it. Our community is just so special, and I said, okay, how would they feel about a Bosco kid coming over here? Would they put Bosco aside and just look at his talent and see where he could help the team out? Or would they say, oh, it's a Bosco kid, and he's gonna have a hard time? But so that was my first thought, and we didn't make a decision right away to bring him. It wasn't until a couple of days later that we figured out, you know what, let's go try it.
So why Kahuku? Because Kahuku was never known as a passing team.
Mm-hmm.
You have Mililani, St. Louis, you have Campbell, that you could have put him anywhere in those schools that he can thrive. And I'm not saying downplay our school. Like I said, we're one of the top schools, but what made you say, how come Kahuku, you're going to bring your boy here?
Well, me being in the football industry, I do my homework a lot, and I knew Mana, Aiden. I didn't know about Brody until I seen him over here, but just those two alone, and knowing that those guys could be really effective if they could get the ball in their hand, and Matai will probably be pretty good if he win the position and he's able to pass the ball to these top two receivers. So knowing that, I didn't know no other receivers on the island, but I seen them at pylons. I seen them at other tournaments. So I knew they were really good receivers. I just said, hey, if Matai win the job, man, he's going to have some nice targets to throw to.
And have a nice defense.
Yeah, the defense, yeah. And I was like, man, with the defense 3 and out, and then they go out there and strike fast. So that's one of the biggest and then I know Kahuku because we played them. You guys came out and played us. I know the staff. I know a lot of the guys on the staff. And when we picked Kahuku to come, it was going to be Kahuku and Mililani. And once again, it's only because we played Mililani when Dylan was there. And we came down here and played them. Good program. I think Ma'a was the head coach at the time. We came down here and played them. So I liked their program. They came out there and played in our tournament out there and played against Mater Dei. I liked the guys when they came out there. And so those two schools, we could go to either one and, compete and see what happens. But something just led us here. And we said, well, we'll go try out Kahuku first. Plus, I like the North Shore more than the city. So that's what brought us to Kahuku.
Thank you, Coach, because it was big news for us, and it was happy news. You know what I mean? Not, the whole island had a problem with it, but we didn't have a problem with it. So
I know.
We were good with that. They can say whatever they want to say, but hey, like you say, it's the experience. When you come, you feel that experience. You want to be a part of that experience. And I know we always been great, and that's one of the positions that we always been missing. I'm glad he came, and we're happy to have him. We're happy to have all of you here. And he has one more year,
Yep.
We have a great team coming back. How was the environment, the atmosphere for Matai or for you? Come here, everybody embracing you guys.
Well, me, my son Paki, and Matai came here together first, and we didn't know what we were gonna expect. But when we got here, some of the football players met us down at Giovanni Shrimp Truck and welcomed us in and broke bread with us. And some of them, they already knew Matai from the 7-on-7 sector. So I mean, just right off the top there, I was like, man, these guys really like Matai, and then started going around the community, eating in certain places, and people were stopping Paki and, oh, you're the quarterback's brother, and start talking to him.
Paki here, Paki, come here. Bring a chair in the middle. We're all going to talk story over here. Let me hand you this. Come here. I'll take that one.
You want me to go back
No,
and
you
forth
go
with?
back and forth. Here. Well, gang, it's my nephew. I'm gonna say my nephew. It's my nephew right here. It's my nephew. You have a kid. This is the older brother. We want to say older brother. Yeah. We're not gonna say Matai's brother. This is the older brother. Paki, I'll hand you this. I'll speak loud. You know. And go ahead, Dad. About the sharing embrace, and then we'll share your how everybody embrace you guys here at the community as Koku, because we love hard. We love our football hard.
Mhm.
We love our kids hard. You know what I mean? No matter, we want to get to know who are you. We want to look after you. You know what I mean? We want to make sure you're okay.
And that's the one thing the community did when we got here is they looked out for us and they opened their arms to us. Nobody, one of the biggest things I was worried about is they're gonna remember me from when we played. Yeah. I was that coach that ran across the at the end.
At the end.
But a lot of people, some of them will make funny remarks about it, but mostly everybody I felt comfortable leaving him and Matai behind because of the way the community was accepting us.
Bucky, I got my nephew Bucky. He's here. I'll let him introduce himself and what he plays a big role here in what he's doing right here. So share with us, share about what's your name and.
My name's Paki. From California as well, born and raised, and came out here to watch my little brother and basically become his guardian and be there for him on a day-to-day basis. So,
and that's so important to have an older brother here. And as your experience here, can you share about your experience here, being here in Lake? Dad said, "Here, you guys take care of each other. I gotta leave." Yeah. And then, how has the community been? For you and your brother, how do you feel the love here?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I would say that it was just like overwhelming. Like, it was amazing the love that we felt from the community from all over. I mean, there was people from Morgantown and other schools that were upset that we were here, but for the most part, on this North Shore, and everyone was so happy to see us. And with everything that Matai has gone through in his past with football, it was cool to be here and experience the feeling of being wanted, So the Google family just took us in, and everywhere we went, I mean, employees knew us at restaurants. Little kids would know who he was and ask to take pictures. Adults would ask to take pictures, and it was just a great feeling to see that my little brother was being welcomed in such a loving way that he could never get back home. So, and then just for me, that's all that it takes for me to see, and then I'm happy. And then even myself, people get to know me and welcome me along with him. So,
and that's a big role that you play as an older brother, as a guardian, right? You know what I mean? All the responsibility is on you.
Yes, sir.
To make sure your brother is eating, he gets to school safe, he's training, he's sleeping, he's taking care of his body. That's like a full-time job.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate, I'm grateful. I know the example from Dad, because we see that. They don't just say, we don't just embrace anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we see the community, see people have a good heart. We love those people, and we, like I said, we love hard, or we're gonna die hard. You know what I mean? We either we love you or you don't belong in our circle.
Yeah.
I think the way you guys carry yourself, especially from Dad, the way, and also Matai, how he carries himself, it's respectful, yeah.
Yeah.
So when people see that, it's like we want to embrace that.
Yes, sir.
We want to embrace it. We want to make sure you, especially you here by yourself. I mean, you and your brother. It's more we want to take care now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
When you go places, you introduce yourself like, oh yeah, these are good people, and it helps because they all play together as a league. Yeah. Everybody they know each other from young kids.
Yep.
The pylons and all that, and also knowing yourself, and just being great people. You know that you guys are blessing us too.
And I think one thing I love is the long, because I graduated from St. John Bosco, so we have a brotherhood there like no other. I mean, I'm still friends with some of my Bosco brothers to this day.
Yeah.
What I enjoyed was seeing all of the people from different classes and I mean adults, not like, oh, they graduated in 2000 here.
Oh yeah,
Not like the young guys that work at the barber shops that worked at, or that graduated from Kuku in 2014 and they're still young and around. I mean the older guys that are class of '93 that come and talk to us at Bald Guys. I mean Matai, before I think we played Mililani, I had to have a rehabilitation day with him at the gym, so he skipped school. And we went to the 24-hour fitness in Kaneohe, and we ran into 2 alumni there from like a long time ago. And they were from Kahuku. Yeah. And they were they knew exactly who we were. They walked up and they talked to us and they welcomed us. And to me, that was just like, this is amazing. Yeah. You know, and when we came out here previously and lost as Bosco Braves, I got to work right away. I started texting people and trying to figure out, like, man, is it possible to transfer out here? And they would joke about it, my dad and my little brother, and he always wanted to come since we lost. Yeah. Like, he just loved the environment. Yeah. But me, it was like, the biggest thing, like what my dad was saying earlier, for me was just his happiness and where's he going to, have joy at. Yeah. And I knew it would be here. Yeah. And this was like 2 years ago when we lost. Yeah. So now that we're here, it's so much more than what I thought it would be.
Yeah. You know, that's so crazy what you said. That's so true. When you meet any alumni, we know who you are. You know what I mean? No matter what class, I'm a class of 95. And we try to make sure we know each kid that plays. What's your last name? Who's your dad? Who's your family?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we want to make sure they've been watched. Yeah. So we pass it on and say, hey, this is so-and-so's family. This is so-and-so's son. So that's a big difference of our community and how we embrace and how we love hard. And just to have Matai over, like, you know what I mean? Just for him to say, and that's so true what you said, like, it's the happiness of a kid.
Yep.
And it's so big to hear that from an older brother, that you want your brother to be happy.
Yes, sir.
You're almost like you put your life on pause. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but for me, I feel like you say, I'm going to pause my life. This is my job right here. Yeah. Right?
I mean, that is kind of exactly what happened. I may have not been paying attention over there, but I don't know if my dad told you or not. But the way it went is, we found out on a Friday, and they told me, like, hey, we want to make this move, but we won't be able to be done without you. And I had some things going on back home, like I told you a little bit before, of just that I was juggling and stuff, and I was making a good life for myself back home, and I was like, got to do what I got to do and come out here for my brother, and it's been worth it. I've never regretted coming out here and putting my life on pause. And I know that this is a good place to put your life on pause at. You look behind us. We got the beach back home, but it don't look like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
That is so awesome. I saw one of Dad's video, and I was like cheering at he was at PCC. He was going, I'm not PCC, Koku. He was going live at the end of the game. He's like, he was saying something like, we just lost a game, bro. And look how they're celebrating. We just lost a game. You want to share that about that? And then I'll let you share how's that feeling. Like, is that your guys' first time seeing something like that?
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. I mean, we've lost plenty of games, championships at Bosco, in my career there. And after losing that game, you got that same feeling again that we didn't accomplish nothing, throughout the year. As a coach, that's how you feel. We accomplish kids that are going to go to college and things like that. Okay, but that championship is just different, and we don't accomplish that. We feel a little bit of failure. And even though I wasn't on the coaching staff for them, I just felt like, okay, we failed the community, and okay, let's go back to the school. Let's pick this kid up. Let's go back to the house and let's see how the community is going to act, from this loss. And we got here, and we waited for the bus to come, and all the friends that these guys made start coming up, Pocky, and dancing, and hey, we got fireworks over here, and we got food over here, and like, these people are doing? And we lost. Maybe they didn't know we lost. They thought we won, and they're waiting. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's the way they do. They don't know that we lost yet, or whatever. And then when the bus came and everybody was cheering for the bus and more fireworks, cars doing donuts, I said, no, they do know we lost. They know exactly we lost, and this is what's going. I said, man, I gotta let the world know. Whatever world is in my Facebook, I gotta let them know. Hey, everybody out there, we lost the state championship to St. Louis, and this is what we're doing. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and we are popping fireworks, celebrating, dancing, having a good time. Everybody is just out here enjoying it. I mean, it was a feeling I could never feel before. I mean, I'm so anxious. Man, can we fast forward, make it to the state so I could see what it'll be for a real win? You know, but exciting, so exciting.
I'm excited too, and I watch a video of like, man, I'm so happy he's there to see this. I'm so happy his family is there to see this because we were there. We were down at the other end. We were down before the school. You know, at the you guys probably passed that area to the beach part.
Yeah.
You know, so just by that, bro, win loss, we embrace our kids hard like that because they work so hard. You know, and I saw you, you know, apologizing to people like, no need, coach. And my message you that point of like, man, I'm proud of Matai. It's a team game. It's a team game. You know what I mean? We're proud of him just for that short time. He just showed up. You know what I mean? And he balled.
Yeah.
He balled. You know, and take no pressure on him, on your family, and you see how the school, the community, the boys embrace it, right? So I'm excited too for this coming year too. I'm like you, I'm like, let's get the boys up already. You know, let's get the boys going already. I'm like, you know, I'm so proud and so happy to be sitting here with the both of you.
It goes both ways.
You know,
yeah.
I'm so
thank you.
Thank you. I respect you guys' time and Dad is traveling and you playing that big role as a brother, man. That's huge. That's love right there. That's love because the focus is you want your brother to succeed in wherever he wants to go, right?
Yeah.
And for him to know and say, you know, Dad, I'm not happy. I'm going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we want to make it happen. So, man, I'm just looking forward for this season coming through and just to have the community embrace you and as a big brother too. You know, there's I like to ask this before we close. I like to ask my guests, you know, I go by these 3 R's. Reset, rebuild, and reconnect.
I've seen that.
Reset, rebuild, reconnect. I'll start with you, brother. As your journey being here in Hawaii, what was one of your biggest reset here in Hawaii or watching over your brother?
Yeah. I think the biggest reset for me was just a whole different lifestyle. We're coming from the city where everything I need or want is within a 5-minute radius. All my friends are there, everything. And then I come out here and it's like, okay, you got no job. You're a kid with 2 degrees and a lot of work history, and you can't find a job. And you got a little brother that you got to feed. You know, because just the man in both of us doesn't want to call home and, hey, can we get some money? You know, can we do this? Can we do that? So you want to be able to provide for yourselves. So I think that was the biggest reset for me, was just getting used and accustomed to the lifestyle out here and how different it is, you know, being here. But that's when our faith comes in, you know, and
Absolutely,
it's just, you know, I can't stress too much because the fact that we're even here is a godsend. You know, and he wouldn't put us here if he wasn't going to provide. So I don't worry no more. But I did in the beginning. I was going through it in the beginning. But
coming from top, you say from a place where you had everything right in front of you.
Yeah.
Now you're an island.
Yes, sir.
Where we got to go town to either jobs or anything. Yeah. What is something you feel this coming up here you get to rebuild or reconnect with? Can be with your brother or whatever that you feel like this coming year. Something you get to rebuild maybe for yourself. Or reconnect with.
I think happiness and humbleness. You know, like I think being out here, I'll be able to dig deep and, you know, deal with some of the things I struggled with back home that may have been suppressed because of the life out there. I didn't have time to deal with it or cope with it.
Yeah.
And then from there, just feel real joy and happiness out here.
Yeah.
I mean, the love, like you were saying earlier, the community, I have never felt a love like that before, you know, besides in my own home. But to feel the love that I feel out here, it's like, man, how could one be unhappy here? Because everyone is so loving and things like that. So I think that, yeah, just rebuilding myself,
Nice.
you know, even though I'm out here on behalf of my little brother and my family, just rebuilding myself and becoming a stronger man.
Yeah.
I definitely think that God is doing wonders out here for just me. You know, and I mean that in a not a selfish way at all, but I definitely
you
think that
getting
I'm
me all
growing.
emotional over here, man. Man, that's, you know, thank you for that. How about that? Dad, what is, before we close out, I'll let you close us out. What is one of the biggest reset of this journey for you having your kids here?
I think my biggest reset, I would say, is what I've been reflecting on ever since we made that decision. Because it's just something about the life of a football coach that just takes a hold of you, and you put a lot of stuff in the back burner. You put a lot of stuff second to football, and it got to a point where there was a lot that I put aside. My kids, growing up 10 years, football at a school like Bosco was 12 months a year. So vacations wasn't a lot, because I felt obligated to be there for the team and be there for these players. So not a lot of vacation, not a lot of family time. There were certain opportunities that came along that I passed on financially because of football. So when that decision was made and we came out here, it wasn't totally. And it's funny that you use the word reset, because it wasn't 100% for Matai's happiness either. And I had to sit back and look at, okay, now that you're not going to coach at St. John Bosco and you're not a coach, period, you got to reset the button of being a father, being a great husband, being a great mentor to my kids, um, being there and having the opportunity for these guys. When they're home, you see them, go take the trash out, do this, that. It's to have these guys here, and then when my business does bring me full circle back around to come back and into town and check on them and things like that. I miss the guys. And back at home you really don't. So the relationship, the small time that I'm here, get to build a little closer relationship. I mean, even the little bit of time here, we argue sometimes over certain things, but overall, we try to get a bond going with the family again. And so my biggest reset was resetting the family, resetting my how should I put that, my priorities, and now God first, my wife, my family, and somewhere way at the bottom will be football. Now, I mean, I even put community in there because of this community. A lot of people actually, hey, now that he's finished, I mean, as soon as I finished the state game, I was getting phone calls from all kind of schools back at, hey, Matai's coming back. He should be here. He should go to our school. Like, no, man, we got a community that we made a family with. I made a promise to them. We're staying there. We're finishing out high school over there. He's not coming back home. No matter what the struggle is or difficulty is, we are going to stay there. And he is going to be part of that community his senior year. That's where he's going to graduate from. Instead of saying, oh, forget the community and let me go here because, Mater Dei wants him or something, or Bishop Gorman wants him. Let me go there. No, football was always up here. So I had to reset that and put everybody in priority, which is, God first and then my family, especially me and my wife's relationship as husband and wife, and then, rebuilding is like, goes along with resetting a little bit. I had to rebuild these guys, my wife's heart, my kids' heart, to say, hey, because a lot of times they make jokes about, oh, if it's not Bosco, he doesn't want to go, or he doesn't want to, but I know deep down inside there's some truth to that. So, or football period, oh, he could go and go to a college visit in Alabama with some football players for 5 days, but we can't go on vacation. So rebuilding my relationship with my family, that's number one to me, and rebuilding my career and making sure that my family is financially stable, and see where God leads us from here.
Man, that is so awesome. And my last one is reconnect.
Oh, we can.
How can we reconnect? As for you, brother, our last R is reconnect. What is something you feel like we can reconnect with?
Ooh, you go first.
Sure, I think it.
I think you said everything.
Yeah, it continues on down to reconnect. For me, I was so disconnected with everything, family, church. We're a strong Christian family, and come to a time where church was, hey, we got 7-on-7, can't go to church. We got workout, can't go to church. So just reconnecting back to my morals and once again putting God first, family, and then everything else it's going to work itself out. But the biggest reconnect is reconnect with my family, my boys. Any disconnect that they felt with me growing up, I can't get back time, but the time I do still have here on earth, I could give to them, make up a little bit.
I would say mine is probably reconnecting my faith. I've always been spiritual, but I've always also been I say a lukewarm Christian, where it's like sometimes I'm feeling it, sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone gets like
Which
that.
is okay.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
And being here, I mean, the minute I got here, it was like God was telling me like I'm here for a reason. And ever since then, I've been in my Bible. I have a lot of alone time. Sometimes not a healthy amount of alone time, but it's just me and God. And I've been able to reconnect with my faith and just a sense of gratitude because I had a good life back home. I had a really good life. And so when I came here, I was shell shocked by my life here. And I kind of realized God has made everything possible for this to happen. And not only that, I've always prayed to God to put me in a position where I can sacrifice for others. Always. I don't know why, but I have the urge to do that. I just want to help others and be there for others. So God gave me the ultimate sacrifice, or not the ultimate sacrifice, but a good chance to do that with dropping every single thing that I had going for myself and coming out here for my brother and being in a position that's not comfortable at all. So just to be able to reconnect with not caring about anything but my faith, I think that's that's the best thing that's coming out of this so far for me.
Man, that is huge, man. That is huge. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed this time. There is something, a gift I wanted to give to you guys. And this is how I'm going to reset and rebuild and reconnect our relationship right here. And we're family for life here.
Yes, sir.
I have this right here. All right. This represents the hope and the heart because everything starts from the heart.
Wow.
Yes.
Our family, I love what Dad says. He's trying to rebuild, reconnect his relationship with you, the wife, because he put everything else first.
Yes, sir.
And we tend to put our family last.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to hear that. And same thing with you, say reconnect your faith. So this is just a symbol, a little token from my family.
Oh, thank you.
Like we're all stuck together.
Yes, sir.
And always remember to do everything from your heart. And this goes a long way.
Beautiful.
I'll give you a gratitude rock. I have rocks in my house all over the place. These gratitude rocks. And I'll leave it with you because Dad's going to come back and forth. I want you to reconnect every day before you guys leave the home. You pass the rock to each other and you say something that you're grateful for about that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say something grateful about your dad, about Matai. Do that. There's a lot of tough moments. We all have our own journey in our life.
Yes, sir.
We all have our own struggle in our life.
Yeah.
We grab this rock and we say, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I'm a good dad. I'm a good brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm a good protector. So that is our gift from my family to you.
Wow, thank you.
It's not much.
No, that's amazing.
That's a lot.
It's something that will last for a lifetime. We get to reconnect and
yes, it will.
rebuild each other. And this gratitude rock, put it wherever you want to.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Because you're the guardian of the family. Before you leave home, before you leave Dad, I'm grateful you came, and this vice versa like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you, family, man.
I'm
getting emotional, man. I was trying to hold my tears back while listening to these two guys talk, man. What a blessing. I love you guys. This is not the last time we're gonna. I'm so happy to meet you guys.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Same here.
We'll do some stuff. We'll bring us back again. We'll have a little meal here another time.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the season.
Yep.
And this is the platform we use to build our own people like this. The community, our kids, our sons, our daughters that's playing sports. Or you don't have to play sports. If you're in school or you're in art or music, man, that's what the community is all about. This is the Fuiava family. This is the Gets Done podcast. We love you guys. I got my guy, Pika. Paki.
Yes, sir.
And my coach, Rob. I go Rob. Big Rob in the house. Of Thai Lover.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hey, thank you for having me.